All right, everybody, I guess we are live and going. So, welcome to the Battle of Dresden, and enjoy this short little intro. All right. So I'll take you to the map. We're playing this on Vassal. It is a Vassal module that is almost but not quite ready for public distribution. We're playtesting it and we're finding a few things here and there that need to be adjusted. That's why we're playtesting it. And David Jones is the gentleman who's been converting it all. It's the Clash of Arms La Bataille de Dresde that came out, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 years ago. And he's done, I think, a beautiful job. And if you take a look at the map, I think you will agree. So here we go. All right, here we are looking at the map of Dresden, and we'll kind of take a look here at, here's Dresden itself. The situation for the French is a rather tenuous one. Here is the Elbe River. On the north side of the Elbe is the new town of Dresden, and on the southern side is the old town, or the Altstadt, the old city, and then the various suburbs that are part of this. Now, in 1813, Saxony was a French ally, and Dresden itself was a major military depot for the French army. And so the Allies, after the armistice, make an attack here on Dresden, hoping that they can take the city and maybe knock the Saxons out of the war, while Napoleon is off chasing Blucher to the east. But Napoleon finds out and countermarches ASAP, and this is the situation we find ourselves in. We are playing Scenario 3, which is set on August the 26th, and the situation that the French find themselves in is Saint-Cyr has one corps with 3 divisions defending against overwhelming number of coalition troops. And the situation here for us is that if we look over here at the east side of the map, we've got the Russian avant-garde troops coming in here along this side, attacking the redoubts and the French troops that are there, followed up closely by 2 divisions of Prussian troops. And this is the situation at the 8 o'clock turn. So it's 8 o'clock in the morning, and this is where we're at. Now, if we want to take a look and see where things are elsewhere, there's lots of coalition troops down here along the south. They are not active currently. They all activate at different times as the scenario progresses. But so far, a number of these troops here are active or activating this turn. There are a column of Austrians over here, and we've only got one poor little light cavalry brigade that's been trying to hold them off for a while. The objective for the Allies is to, obviously, if they can capture the King of Prussia, who is here in his palace in the old city, that's going to be a decisive victory for them. Short of that, trying to capture one of the gates into the city would be a coup. Otherwise, if they hold a number of either all or the majority of the redoubts that are out here on the outskirts, they will have a victory. And for the French, we've got to hold out for quite a while. If you take a look over here, you will see a whole boatload of French reinforcements. And we've got heavy cavalry, and we've got the guard and the old guard and the young guard and everything else. But it's got to march down this road, and it's got to march into the town, and it doesn't start showing up until 11 o'clock. So the French have got some desperate fighting until that happens. And that's where we find ourselves. And I'm going to go and join my colleagues. We are using Discord to communicate with each other. And let's see where everybody's at.
That shows potentially we would get as many as 8.
Hello, gentlemen.
Yeah, I hope so. But who's on there right now is we have right now who. So what hour is it right now?
It is the 8 o'clock turn, I believe.
Okay.
Yep, it's 8 o'clock.
We have Schwarzenberg is on the map. Barclay is on the map.
Okay, so so right now, starting at 8 a.m., the left wing, and that's Zugmeister Graf Giuli. He comes on at 8 o'clock, 8 a.m. So we got him. We got Kleist, that's 2. We got Hess Homburg, that's Kleist,
3.
Giuli, Hess Homburg, that's 3. Barclay, 4. Schwarzenberg is 5.
Okay. The other guys are off the map.
I can do that because it doesn't have anything to do with computers.
All right. Okay. So 5 is what we. In addition to that, we can roll for every light cavalry leader.
You can.
Yeah, if they're not within the jurisdiction of their superior officer. Right, we talked about this before.
I believe we did.
I know, but
yeah.
They can't be within a command span of their, like Eric said, of their leader, basically.
Okay. Good. Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. We've got Wittgenstein too, and he generates a CP. So Wittgenstein does, Kleist does, Barclay does, Giuli does, Hess Homburg does, and Schwarzenberg.
Are they all on the map? Are they all on the map right now?
Yeah, so there's 6 altogether right now on the map.
Okay, so we get to allocate 6 MUs. Plus, ever light cavalry guys are eligible.
Yeah, and just so that you know, Albert, in these special rules, scenario rules, page 5, it talks about Hess Homburg's force is an anomaly, and so you can't create a corps-sized MU with it. Instead, Hess Homburg may create a MU of up to 3 of these divisions. So, but they've got to be within command a span of 6 hexes from him. So just read up on that, because Hess Homburg, because of the situation with his command, you can't, his command point or MU can't activate the whole corps. So just double check that so you understand it as we play.
All right, I'm going to the map. I'm going to...
All right, Tom, did you want to chat a little bit before we dive into this?
Okay.
Okay. I'll meet you in the French team.
Hey.
All right. So looking at the situation, how comfortable are you with the way the defense is over on the west side of the town?
I mean, obviously, I'd like to have more.
Well, I mean, you're not going to get anything more. So I'm just wondering, is everything where you want it to be, or do you want to try to, move things around? Or
no, from a setup perspective, I mean, I think it's still in the best position thus far.
Okay.
Unless you see anything atrocious that I've done, because I set this up when I hadn't had a full grasp yet of what was going on.
Yeah, because he's got those Austrian corps, or those Austrian troops there. It looks like they're going to kind of come up and maybe cross south of Lobta and start to move in or attack the town from that side. So I mean, at this point in time, we've only got one command point. We're not going to get another one until Napoleon shows up, and that's in 2 hours. So I've got a decent defense over on my side, depending on what they do. But I thought, okay, maybe we could use a command point. We're not going to get the jump on them in all likelihood. But we are going to need to try to sort out our disposition over there, I think, a little bit better. I don't know. I mean, that's kind of your line of stuff. So if you're happy with where things are, then we'll just keep that. Maybe all we need to do is just unlimber the guns during the reorganization phase, and have those ready to shoot or do something. But I see him. It looks like he's going to come kind of up that other side of the Weritz and kind of bypass Lobta and Altona. So the only good thing is that all of we have full range on all of our redoubts. So we probably want to rotate those guns and shoot down towards his troops that are coming up. So
looking here, so the rubbled wall. I'm seeing if I can start to put guys in line. Let's see your rubble wall.
Rubbled wall should be like general order, I would think, but.
Bastion wall charge, Redoubt city.
Yeah, so I mean, we want to try to put them in the town, basically if they're in the town, they're in general order. And so therefore they're harder to hit, and they're harder to harder to dislodge. They don't have to make a morale check if they're out in the open, kind of a thing.
I understand that. It's the rubble, and I don't see the rubble. I don't see what it says. Rubble is general order terrain, and I don't because on the fire defense chart, I don't see rubble anywhere. So I guess that's the town, right? That to be in a town.
Yeah, I would guess so. I mean, we want one of
city, woods, town.
I mean, I know the rubble wall adds to your fire defense, right? It's an extra +2 if they're firing across the rubble wall.
Slatches, effect, palaces, old farms.
So it's the third bullet point. If fire attack across a raised road or rubble wall, hex side, add +2 to the fire defense of the hex. Note that there are only 3 sections of raised road. Blah blah blah. Okay, so the rubble wall goes around. It's not its own terrain per se, but unless there's something in the terrain thing that specifies that the little rubbly town stuff is town.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to find. Because I have an artillery piece that's in there right now. That's kind of in there. I don't know if that's just for show or if that really is something.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it's just probably houses that got flattened and then they created a wall out of the debris. So I would think that the actual town building stuff is going to count as town building stuff. So what I'm suggesting is we have our single move, you know, our single command point. We can spend it on you. He can't get too much up against me this turn. And so I don't know that he's going to necessarily, I mean, I don't really think that he's going to break through there. He might be able to do some damage. But I just thought it might be better for us to get our defense ready now, because next turn he'll be able to hit me with both, you know, Prussian divisions and the Russian stuff. And then we won't have anything to spend on defense over on your side of the map.
Yeah, so I'll take a CP, and based upon, you know, what I see, understanding now, is there's probably about 3 guys, 4 units, I guess I'd want to move. I want to move them into the town, or one of them into the town. What's the red? Whoops, is that city or town?
That's city. Anything that's got a red roof is city.
Okay, so I want to move them into the city. There's a cultivated hex that's behind the wall where I want to move that artillery. And I'll want to move an infantry unit back behind the wall as well. A couple of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll take it.
Okay.
I'll take it.
All right. Then you got to put together the best defense you can, because we're not going to get, you know, we're not going, until Napoleon shows up, we're not going to get a lot of other things to do. So,
Okay.
All right, then that's what we'll do.
All right, thanks.
You're welcome. All right. Can you guys still hear me?
We hear you.
Awesome. I've got this streaming software stuff going, so I want to see how that is going. So, all right. Howdy, fresh from Ardwolf's weekly program. Now here's my puffy shirt and oversized Shako. Yes. And Pete G is back for more. He was the one who watched endless hours of it. Going to be popping in and out for the next 15 minutes. All right, Stigler. Okay. All right, our adoring fans are watching us, or pretending to.
Who are these guys?
They are true grognards there.
Either that or
Has a cult.
they have insomnia, and their doctors recommend
Yes, or they've been recently watching paint dry.
Eric's cult.
Yeah.
It's like the phylagonists, the guys that used to whip themselves.
I think there's still ones that do.
I'm sure that there are.
Oh,
Do you know
yeah.
Do you know that Bernadotte had "Death to Kings" tattooed on his chest when he died?
Oh, that is hilarious.
Isn't it? Oh, he was a Jacobin. I mean, he was a real radical dude.
Yeah, yeah.
That becomes a king.
Okay, let's see.
Well, if it'll work for me, I'll get the tattoo going now. All right, have you guys marked your moves?
No, we
Al,
haven't.
how many do you need, Al?
Let's see. I need to have.
I just need
We got
two.
we got one administrative march going on, and my new reinforcements will go into administrative march. So, which ones did you use? What the numbers did you use?
I used 5 and
We
3.
used 5 and 3. That makes sense. Let's see. So I'll take the 5 off of mine.
They were just sitting out here on the map, so I used
5 and 3. So I will use 1 and. Okay, I'll use 1 here. I'll use 2 here. Okay, and I think I can start my guys off. Administrative march. So I'll use the other 3.
Yeah, go ahead.
I guess I'll use the other 3 then. Don't need them? You don't need another one?
No.
5 and 3, so I'll use 4 for him. All right, we've got them marked.
All right. Tom, you want to mark ours and then roll for your light cavalry? Oh, actually, you can't. Pajol is routing, isn't he?
He's not a happy camper. So I guess we only get 1, huh?
That's correct.
I don't want to take that out of the cup. Number 1, I'm going to put number 2 in the stack, and number 1 is in the cup.
Okay. Yeah, I was reading the rules that they had for regs, and with that, they had like the Altstadt as a like you could do a move within the Altstadt and stuff like that. So I remember that from when I played Albarera for like units that were in certain areas. You could do that. I'd love that now.
Yeah, there used to be like that in Orthez, where if you're within a certain boundary up on the ridges or in the city itself, then you could move freely around inside of there without any command restrictions.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, that's us. Not a lot of excitement. You guys probably have a whole boatload of stuff in the bucket.
I don't think we put anything in there yet.
Oh, then that just means it's just the French that get to put stuff in.
All right, so the bucket. Okay, the bucket. Okay, we have 5 MUs. I don't need to roll for light cavalry because everybody's getting MU. So we have 5 all going in there.
Where is it on here for these little bridges for movement? I don't see it.
The ones that are there over the Landgraben?
Yeah.
They're just regular bridges, right? So
Where does it say the movement for them on here?
uh,
On the movement chart.
it's down towards the bottom. It's the third one from the bottom. Bridges.
Oh, I see them bridges.
Yeah, so it's plus
yeah.
2 for infantry, plus 3 for cavalry, plus 1 for
Yeah.
artillery.
Got it. Okay.
All right, we go to the Cup of Fate. Albert, you're still our senior commander.
Oh, the pressure.
Yeah.
Okay.
This will be the one time that the French get drawn. When Tom doesn't have any charges to do. Oh well, not this time. We could hope.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah, I'll be pissed if the French is wrong.
That's what I was saying. You know, you've been begging for the French to get pulled for the last hour.
The coalition has won the day.
Yes.
All right. Do you have any charges, John?
I'm gonna try a couple. Yeah.
Yes, his always reliable Cossacks and Landwehr.
Yeah, they're always fun just to throw them away.
Well, that's you've got lots of stuff to toss.
Yeah.
Something's bound to hit the fan eventually.
Yeah, but I wonder what this. So what is the defense of those lettered redouts?
Of the readouts?
Yeah. Is there like something about cavalry charging them?
Well,
I was trying to find, but
I know, at least from what I recall reading here. Well, let's just read up on it real quick. Up to 6 increments may assault each side of a redoubt or fletch, unless the assault is directed at one of its open sides. A redoubt has one open side, fletches have several. If attacked from an open side, treat the redoubt or fletch as clear terrain. If attacked through a fortified and open side simultaneously, up to 6 may still attack the fortified side, in addition to however many attack the open side. The artillery counter in a redoubt hex has 3 front hex sides per all unlimbered artillery, as indicated by the cannon. The facing of the counter may be shifted when it's legal to shift artillery facing.
Okay.
Now,
so there's no like it's halved or anything like that.
Well, I mean, it's general order terrain, so you're going to be thirded.
Thirded.
Yeah. So, I mean, it would just be like attacking any other general order terrain, I would imagine.
Oh, it is general order terrain. I did not realize that. Okay.
Yeah.
It is general order terrain. Okay. General order terrain. Okay. Okay.
All right. So, roll your mice. Move your roll your dice. Move your mice. So
I'm gonna try one more.
When are we going on the? Yeah, John's doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll check. Eric, I'll check this Cossack unit here.
Okay. I think he was like a 34 or something. Yeah.
Probably. Yeah. All right. Hopefully, I'm not stuck on the low numbers. 32. You bastard.
They're probably shaking down some peasants, some Saxon peasants that were hiding over there.
Probably.
Yeah.
Dang it. All right. So let's flip them back over. So they don't go anywhere. Those rats. Okay. Okay. So get that charge marker out of there. Well, let's go down over here. All right. So let's go over here. So this guy right here. So I don't know. Can you see that I have them red now? Is that
just tell me which one. Is it the second or the fourth new mark? The six. Yeah.
It's the dragoons.
Yeah.
So they're gonna turn. They're gonna.
Well, you have to make a morale check for them to see if they go.
No, they're just dragoons. They don't have to do that.
No, they're Landwehr. All your Landwehr cavalry have to roll.
Yeah, but these guys aren't Landwehr though. They're dragoons. They're not Landwehr.
Well, why do they say that they're Landwehr? Why do they have the LW on them?
I don't know, but they're not. I know that. They're not Landwehr.
So, let me check here real quick. I mean, just flip. I mean, they let's see here.
I think that's a typo on whoever created this. They're dragoons. It says nothing about Landwehr on them. On the back, they're 25.
Right. Well, on the front, it says something else. We can.
Yeah, but not on the front. It doesn't. It doesn't indicate anything about them being landwehr.
It's easy for us to check. So what division are they with of the Prussians?
I believe that they are with the. I think that's the 10th. Actually, let's see. What does it say? Kleist, Neumark, second. I think it's cavalry. Let's see here.
Yeah, so you're right. It does say Neumark. So there's the Silesian. You've got the Silesian Landwehr Regiment Cavalry, Regiment number 2. The West Prussians. So if it's got it, if it says LW on it, that stands for Landwehr.
I know that, but that doesn't say that on them. There's no landwehr.
I think that's it. It doesn't, on the counter, it doesn't say they are
yeah, there's no landwehr dragoons. I know that. There's landwehr are all Lancer units.
It does say it on the little label that he has down there. It has the LW, but I think that's a mistake.
It is.
Yeah, that's the second. It says the 2nd Neumark Dragoons. That's incorrect. It should not be. It should not say Landwehr. So I will send a note to Dave to correct that, because I'm looking at the order of battle here in the booklet, page 13, and it's they're not indicated as being Landwehr cavalry.
No. And there were no landwehr dragoons or
Yeah.
landwehr hussars. They were only Lancer units.
So you would think Lancers is the hardest thing to do.
Yeah, and that's why like those reserve regiments, they don't have fusiliers because they're really just landwehr.
Yeah. Yeah. It looks like maybe he has mislabeled them. So that's the Neumark Dragoons.
I would say a Yos.
Yeah. So you don't have to roll for them, but the other guys, the 7th Silesian, they are Landwehr.
Most likely, yes. I would probably concur. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. We'll flip them over and take a look at them too here. I'm sure it says that. That would make sense that they would be. Yeah, they're landwehr cavalry.
Yeah, and it says it on the back. So
Yeah.
I'll send a note to Dave. You know, there were a few other things. I was looking at some of the French units he's got. You know, the front is great, but the back is like a copy of or a duplicate of a different general with a similar name.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is why he wanted us to play test it so we could find these little things. So.
So he's gonna turn around. Oops, I went the wrong way. So he was like that. So he's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4 right there. And then I gotta give myself a little bigger view here so I can see. So then he's gonna go 5, 6.
Mm-hmm. 7, 8. Mm-hmm.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 13. Hang on a second. I'm sorry. 13. Right? We're right? 13?
Yep, 13.
I might have miscalculated something.
That happens.
Oh, oh.
14, 15. And 16 puts him right there. 1 hex forward.
Yeah, I miscalculated. So how the hell did I miscalculate?
On the bright
Sorry.
side, you've got lots of more cavalry, so he'll just route and come back another day.
So he routes.
Yeah, I don't know. And Tom, does he route where he's at, or does he route away? Or is Tom thinking of something else?
Are you talking to me or you mean John?
No, you, Tom.
What? Sorry, I was setting up.
You were setting.
Route away.
Yeah. So if they basically charge and they don't do anything.
Yeah, if they don't do anything, they go PGD.
And they route away.
Yeah, they go. That's what PGD is they route away. I mean, as long
Right,
as it was,
Right. So they'll be
now,
tired.
recall.
Yeah, they'll be tired and they'll just route away.
You guys are gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oop.
Ooh, I like that. He routed into another dimension.
Yeah, there you go. 11. Okay, so. Okay, Jesus Christ. Okay, so let's get the tired. Where is the tired?
You can just right-click it to bring it up.
Oh, you can. Okay.
Yeah.
So under formation or no under? What's it under?
It's under unit. It's going to
under
have
unit. Oh,
it's going to have exhausted, tired, etc.
Right.
And you can
Okay.
also, while you're at it, you can pull up morale, the PGD one as well.
Right. Right. Yeah, that's. Oh. Where is the PGD? I don't see it. Oh, that's because I'm looking at the other thing.
Yeah. So if you click
Sorry.
on it, just right-click on it, and then you go to morale, then you can pull up either disordered or routed, or just Control P will route it. I think, right? Yeah. Control P is the shortcut key, and Control O for the disorder.
Where he went to.
You moved him. He's here under the tired marker.
Okay, there. Okay.
Yeah, he just looks like he moved 1 hex sideways.
Okay. So there. Okay. So there's our tired marker. There's our routed marker. Okay. God, I'm so clumsy. I apologize, guys. I'm trying. Okay. All right. So
That's all right. On the bright side, we don't have to worry about you sneezing and knocking down a stack of units. So.
Yeah. Well. God, how the hell did I miss? Okay. So let's just roll the die here and see. We know he's going to be 30-something. 34. So pretty damn close. So.
He's probably 34. Well, just flip and see. Oh, he did it. He's a 34.
Oh, he makes it. Geez.
He makes it. That's exciting.
All right. And
Is he in line or column?
he's in line.
Okay.
I'm trying to get him flipped back over again.
Don't bother. Just move the charge marker.
All right. So he's going to go to here. So 1 through that guy, 2, 3 to there.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna go to there. 4 through that guy. 4,
Right.
5.
Okay, so at this point he's got to identify who's he's within 2 of a whole bunch of stuff.
The redoubt.
He's going for the readout. Okay, that's fine.
Dude, we'll see what happens.
Yep, come up to the readout.
There we are.
Bingo. All right, so now
you're in general order, you say, so you don't even have to roll.
yeah, I don't have to make a morale check. So we just do our shooting at you. So I've got 16, and you are you're in line.
9.
So you're defensive 9. So that's going to be 1.5 to 1, shifted to 2 to 1 for canister. And let's see what we get. A 12.
Don't you get to add the unit next to?
No. For my understanding with the charges is it's only the unit that's on the defense that gets to take a shot.
That's my understanding too.
Yeah. Now if he moved past me, then that's a different story. So I rolled a 12, so I missed you. It was a lot of smoke, but nothing.
So I'm 22 divided by 3 plus, ouch, 12. So I got 19.
Right, and my little guys, it's probably going to be a 5 to 1 any way you slice it, right?
Yeah.
Well, actually, hang on. Yeah, so here, let me find. I'm trying to figure out which of these guys to flip. So it looks like they've got a defense of 4, and you said you've got 19?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it is...
19.3.
Right, now my question is, do you still get the lance bonus in general order?
I don't know. I would hope so.
I'm sure you would.
One never knows.
You did. Sorry, I'm just getting caught up. You didn't double yourself, right?
I did.
Because isn't if you're charging in a general order, you don't get doubled?
I'm not doubling my I'm not doubling my like the charging 3 hexes. Okay. I'm doubling my lance. So if he's in line, that 3 becomes a 6. And I'm in 2 lines, and that becomes 12. 2 hexes.
All right. Lance.
I'm looking to lance. It doesn't say.
So I would imagine that they would... Oh, wait, here it is. It is 16.1.D. So it says, attacking in general order terrain, cause it to enter general order does so at 1/3 its melee value. Cavalry that conducts melee against the square or does so, exception, the lance bonus not, well, that's for squares.
Yeah, for lance, it doesn't say anything. You don't get, so if I was to attack one of your squares,
you still get the lance bonus, yeah, but I think for general order terrain, you don't get it, so that's just going to give you a plus. I mean, you'd add it all in, but then you third it.
You don't third the lance bonus though. Only the melee bonus.
If you're charging a square, yes, but you're charging general order.
Where does it say that the lance bonus is halved for charging general order?
So it's right. So it says if you're charging a square, your melee value is third. Exception, lance bonus is not thirded. So it has then, but you're not charging a square. You're charging general order.
Career, or that 16.1. Point D says career meals of career or in general order.
Correct. Your melee value is thirded. But there's an exception if you, with the lance bonus against a square. It doesn't say a square or general order terrain.
Yeah, jeez.
So, I mean, this might be something for us to double check with Ed.
Yeah. I don't read it that way. Okay, well, I mean, yeah, I'll do whatever you guys want to do.
Well, I don't know.
So it doesn't double, you're saying? So all right.
What I'm saying is that the lance bonus would also be you're going to add up your melee and you're going to add up your lance bonus
11.3
and then
11.3 then.
Yeah. To 4. So you are at 2 to 1 or 2.5 to 1.
2.5 to 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. If that's it, that's pretty bit hidden in there for me. Because I've been looking at that today. So all right.
So, okay, let's roll a die.
Oh, that's a good roll any way you slice it.
Yeah.
So that's a DD. Yeah.
Nothing. Okay. So that is 62 and it's 2.5. That's a DD.
Yes, it is. So all right, so let me find that little guy. We have to.
Did you guys also know? Oh, well, maybe you already factored it in, or maybe that's a unit. Up to 6 units may assault each side of the redoubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's got 11.
He's in line. Okay,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just double check what their movement is.
I can't believe I
Yeah,
sent that
3.
Dragoon regiment without proper. Holy cow. Okay.
Interesting. I was seeing if they're in a redoubt, if a DD means anything to them, because in some games where special strength DD doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
I don't see anything.
Well, the only other thing I'm wondering is can cavalry even attack me? Because I'm looking at the movement, because I know that you can't move into it. Right? I'm looking at it here. Cavalry can't move into the redoubt.
Yeah, if they can't move into it, my understanding is they can't charge it. I don't have my Dresde charts. I'm getting them.
I'm looking to. I'm trying to. I don't think it really says anything. Well, maybe. Then maybe I'm just not seeing it. Okay. Charts. There we go. So, cavalry melee modifier table for Dresden. Hired Lancers.
Yes, I'm just looking at redoubt wall. It says cavalry cannot cross it. It says not possible.
Redoubts. All right.
All right, all of you guys watching at home, welcome to La Bataille. Here, let's check the thing. Oh, let's see. People are already complaining about how we're doing things here. Okay. Rules questions for you. No. If cavalry is charging into artillery, artillery fails to stand, it's destroyed. Yes, that's true. If the if the cannons aren't in general order. Wasn't sure because there's no pursuit technically correct. In case you care about it, it's Landwehr. Oh, Stigler, I love you. You're always correcting my pronunciation. Landwehr, not Landwehr. Okay.
It's Minish.
Yes. Yes. Stigler's always got something there regarding my stuff there.
The menace.
Minish, like an E sound. Minish.
Minish.
Oh yeah. So Pete, we just flipped him over to see he's not actually charging in skirmish order. We just turned him upside down so we could see his stats. Yeah. Yeah, we were correct, Stiegler. We were just referencing the values on the back. Nobody who's watching has any more wisdom to share with us, gentlemen. We're on our own here. We need to get Ed Wimble to tune in from Pennsylvania to watch this. Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything.
Yeah, so I don't think you can move your cavalry into the hex, but we'll just go with the result as it is. But you're just basically parked there.
Well, I know in one of the other games you can charge. At Ligny, you can't charge a special structure because it's more like a little castle with all the walls around it. But like in Lutzen, you can charge into a special structure. You just don't enter it.
Yeah, this is
I think.
Yeah. Well, and this is
you go in, you could.
Yeah, but this is.
But these are all retrofitted games to the fifth, though, because they have their own rules. Those other games.
Yeah. Well, the only other thing too is that these redoubts are different than the many others. Because they built these like a month or more in advance. They had turned this area into. They knew this was a major thing. So this isn't like a little field fortification like the Bagration Fletch is. So that's the only thing. So.
I remember Terry talking about in Lutzen that he was saying that the churches and stuff in Lutzen would be considered like in general order, not in square. Meaning you could attack them from any direction because they weren't these stout stone fortresses like you would have in Barbran in northern France and in southern.
All right, I got the answer.
Good.
So in 16.2.2, cavalry may not charge into terrain that it is prohibited from entering during normal movement.
All right, well, that solves that problem.
Send him back.
So let's just pretend he failed his morale check and so far.
So let's see here. He was over here.
He was. Yeah.
I think he was there.
Correct. Yeah. Just send your troops instead.
How about I send my dragoons over there instead?
Can they enter the train?
They can't. They're in the same boat.
Oh, that's true. How about if I send my dragoons not around stupidly the other way, but through the front here and attack? They're square.
Your problem is going to be you're going to run out of movement points before you could turn the corner.
Yeah, so if he was right there, he was right.
Yeah.
Heck, right. No, he was right.
Yeah. Just save it for next turn. There'll be plenty of destruction. Besides, Al is already chomping at the bit. He got in early, setting up roads and road columns and all kinds of stuff.
Well, I could have sent that cavalry up and attacked your square there.
Sure. You want to do that instead?
Yeah, I could. Well, let's see. It would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, it could hit him. Yeah, we could try that.
Yeah.
Well, no.
Yeah.
There's no point in attacking that square. So I guess I could go up and attack that 8-7 up there.
Sure.
So if he, and I think I
That's
could.
a square.
I could hit that 8-7 guy at the top up there by the river.
Yeah, so let's check real quick to see where he was when we first started. So,
I think I got it in the right spot right here.
yeah, I think he might, because I thought he took like more or less a straight shot.
He did.
Yeah, so I thought,
8920 and 8919.
yeah, so he was actually here.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay. So he could get up there and hit that 8-7 guy.
Yeah, you
1,
go
2.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, you could move him right up that way.
You want to do that?
No.
Well, how do you guys want to call? You want to just say I can't make the charge then?
No, you rolled for it. If you want to make the charge, make the charge. I'm joking. Go. Yeah.
All right. So this guy just would displace back, and we'll move him.
Yeah, so go ahead and move the guy forward so we get a sense of how it works, because I'm trying to look at it. 1,
Right.
2, 3, 4. And he's here. And then, so he can get right there. And then I'm wondering, then he's got to like pivot, right? He's got to wheel to kind of go there. Right, except he would be like
Flip
this,
around.
right? So that's,
Yeah.
I don't know how much that's going to cost him. That's going to cost him,
5, 6.
yeah.
Then to I'm trying to get the number up. 8516. His right hex.
Right. So
And
he
then
goes
It
there.
would go
He's got to go there,
right.
right? And then is he going to wheel here? Or is he going to move one more forward and then reel?
One more forward and then reel.
Okay, so as he leaves my, he's passing through the square or by the square, I'd get an opportunity shot at him. So that's going to be 7 plus 16 is going to be 23. I'm coming in on his flank, so he's got a fire defense of 6. So it's going to be a 4-to-1 shot. As he
artillery there. Okay.
Yeah, so as he passes by. That's why I was all excited about you charging my square.
Yeah. No.
56 at 4-to-1 is 2 hits and a morale check.
So I pass.
Okay. And then you're going to rotate
back.
one more, right? You got a wheel. I mean, unless you're just going to hit me with 1 hex.
No, I'm gonna wheel.
Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
That guy's-
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, it's about 12 to get there. So, okay, so I, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think I can see you until your skirmishers displace. Is that correct, Tom?
I believe you can see through skirmishers, but I can't remember if it's clear if they're enemy skirmishers or not.
Yeah, let's look at the pass to charge part of
No,
this.
that's a little bit different. No, pass charge is fine.
Yeah, your guys would displace back once your cavalry moved in. I just don't know if I can see them until they get there. So that was my only question. So
Yeah, I know that like in the regs, if it's 3, you can see through them, but I'm not sure about the 5th here.
Ed made a.
did Ed have something in his magical set of additional?
No, we talked about it.
What about squares here? Do we have anything about forming a square?
I mean, there's car realization. It's just whether I have a line of sight through your guys is the question. So I don't know if I do one way or the other. So
Yeah, well, let's look at line of sight. Line of sight. Here we go.
well, I'm not going to form square anyway. So
Okay.
I'm just going to try to.
Friendly skirmishers do not block line of sight for the purpose of seeing things, but they do block line of sight for artillery. So he's specifically said friendly skirmishers.
So that's your guys, but not opposing skirmishers.
That's correct.
Okay.
So his skirmishers do block the line of sight.
Okay, so I'm going to roll to stand. And there's no modifiers. Well, let's see, you've got 9 and I've got 7. So the odds are I don't have a benefit or a negative in this particular case. So here we go.
Hold.
What?
No, there's a roll to stand chart.
Yeah. It has nothing to do with
Yeah,
how many.
Yeah, it doesn't have anything to do with that.
Oh, the you don't use odds modifiers?
No.
Oh, okay. All right, well, there's nothing on that is going to affect my roll. So it's just
The Lancers, you subtract 3.
but not Landwehr or Cossack. You guys are not as intimidating as everybody else. So, all right, here we go. We'll just roll the dice and see what we get. Well, it wasn't meant to be. So they are going to fail to stand. And that is going to be rout, correct?
Yeah.
Yep. So they are going to retreat 1. And then I think we'd figured that you'd spent about 12 or 13 points to get there.
I think so.
So then you either have to roll to recall or you pursue.
And if I recall these rules, can I can't remember, can I keep charging?
Yeah, you can pick a new target.
Okay. So let's roll the die. 5. And cavalry recall.
Yeah, so they did not recall.
1 so I don't.
Correct. So you've got, I think, 5 movement points left. So, they're going to move into the hex that I occupied, and I'm going to lose, I think, 2 more units. 2 more increments, right? Due to
Your PGD, so if the result is a positive number, divide this number by 3.
yeah. So
Or
okay.
2 if it's your PGD.
Yeah. So it's another. So 5 divided by 2 is going to be 2.5. So it's only 2. So they take 3 losses then, and then they're going to finish the rest of their retreat. So they moved 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, let's see. 1. So are they? Can I go into the town? Do I go over my unit? What's our idea here, guys? John?
I don't know. I mean, cavalry can't go there, can it?
Your cavalry's not. Your cavalry's done. We put the...
Yeah, no. Oh, yours is infantry. Yeah, right. Yeah. So what
Yeah.
do you do? Boy.
Yeah. So, Tom, be our impartial arbiter.
So what's the question?
So we're looking for path of retreat for my guy that disordered. The guy who routed. So I have a path here where I could go across the rubble wall into the town, or I could go over my own unit, but it's clear terrain. So which route?
Okay. So I can't find my my Moscow chart or my Dresde charts. Just a second.
A rubble wall is +2. Retreating priorities.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Retreating
looking
units may never move to place themselves close to the enemy.
Right.
Number 1. Number 2, retreating units must move through the most economical, lowest movement cost possible. That's number 2.
Yep.
Number 3, retreating units may not move through a hex containing other friendly unit if another path exists.
Okay. So that answers the question. So I have another path that exists. That's going to put me there. Right?
Yeah, +2,
Yeah.
and then whatever the terrain is.
Yep. All right.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't find my Dresde charts. It's driving me nuts.
Well, they've got them up here in the upper thing. So up there
I
by...
saw that, but I can't.
Oh.
I can't zoom in.
Oh, they're too small for you? Yeah.
Yeah. I can't zoom in.
All right. So, that's it. Okay. So the charge is over. It's time for the Allies to move.
It is. All right. So.
All right, Al, wake up.
Yeah, okay. You want to go down to the room?
Oh, we can.
All right, John.
So, Wittgenstein up here, number 3. So the third MU there.
Yep. Let's go ahead and move him.
Yep. All right. So we will move. So I'm going to. I'm going to move. So this Jaeger unit up here, that's closest to the river.
Yeah.
I'm going to move them up to in front of the landward there. So you're going to be able to take a pop shot with me with your 27th of the 27th Legier.
How are you moving?
Like this. Like this.
I'm not seeing anything
Like
moving.
Oh, here they are. So I'll stop them there.
So how are you doing that when we've got the cavalry units in the way and there's combat and it's under the bubble and everything?
Oh, they can't move through there?
Yeah, no. Because, there's,
okay.
there's all that chaos that's happening.
Okay, guys, so that means you can't that move. Oh, that's interesting. though that chaos is going, who says they're there at the moment those guys move through?
Listen, if your cavalry weren't there, my troops would be there, and you couldn't move through my troops, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, they couldn't run too.
Yeah.
I'm just teasing, Eric. I'm with me. All right. So.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to worry about it because I can't shoot at you guys since they're under the bubble anyway.
That's true.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Oh, that's true. Right. Yeah. So that would be kind of a pointless thing. So,
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So we're gonna come over, and so this 25th, the 25th. The 1st Battalion of the 25th Jaegers are
Yep.
going to come like this.
Yep.
They're going to
Like that.
Sure.
They're going to come down to there. They're going to displace these guys. Put them there. And let's see here. Where are those assault markers?
You might be able to pull one up just from the unit itself.
Oh, you can? Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if you click on unit and then assault, it should create an assault marker.
Cool. Good. All right. Now these guys that they retreated. Are they now no longer can move, or can I move those? Can I?
So you would have, if you wanted to move them. So the guys that were there, if you wanted to move them, you would have needed to move them before you move the other guys in.
Okay, so this is sort of because, like in the regs, if this was to happen, that unit would move back, and then a disorder marker would go on it.
Yeah, no, we don't put the disorder marker on it, but basically it can't move again. It's been displaced. So if you wanted to move it out of the way and like reposition it somewhere else, you would have wanted to move it before you move the guy that's assaulting. Because otherwise, when he displaces like that, he doesn't suffer opportunity fire, right? So you basically would have gotten you would have snuck out of getting shot,
Right. Yeah.
right? So
Right, yeah.
I get, people get gamey about that sort of thing there.
Right. Yeah.
All right, well, carry on. It's not like you don't have a shortage of other light units to throw around.
Right. Yeah. So we're gonna move him to there. I really would like to make this thing a regiment instead of these little battalions. So where is that in here?
Oh,
let me check, see if they even can.
yeah, I mean, I don't think that, that's the avant-garde. I don't think they came in a regimental.
There's a regiment.
A regimental counter.
Okay, well then all you would do is spend one, you'd have to stack them together and spend a movement point to create a regiment, right? I mean, it's kind of the reverse of breaking down.
But where would I get the regimental counter from?
Give me a second. I'll pull it up for you. So
Okay.
you keep moving other stuff, and I'll find it for you. Okay. So that is the avant-garde, and they are the SE, avant-garde SE. There we go.
Oh, hang on a second, Eric.
That's okay.
So he went. So that we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He wouldn't be able to assault into there. That's all right. Then I'm gonna bring this guy over to here. That. And then him to there. I'm gonna move him forward to there. And then this. Okay. He's going to go over to there. Okay, so I think that's enough movement of these guys right now.
Okay. I'm going to then delete those two little battalions.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I just kind of put them in the river in case you,
okay.
you changed your mind, but okay.
All right, that sounds good.
Cool.
All
All right, who are we on to next? Moon number 5?
Then Cleese down here.
Okay.
He's gonna start. All right.
Cool.
So, I mean, I might as well start attacking because hanging around back here isn't going to do anything.
What?
So, crossing this Legion Garden
+4. Okay. So they're going to come. This guy's going to go. Oh, all right. So they're going to go 1, 2, 3.
What are slopes in this thing?
I don't think slopes count for anything unless it's a severe slope.
3. Okay. And then, so 3, 4, 5, 6.
And then the Landgraben is +4, so it would cost you 5.
And I can't get over.
Yeah.
No getting over there. So move him to there. The skirmishers, though, I think they can get over.
The skirmishers going across the Landgraben. It's just +2 for them.
Yeah.
But you've got 2 hexes, so it's going to cost you 4, 1 for each hex.
Right. That's always. Oh, you mean because of this one and that the one to the north, the little leg of it you're talking about?
Yeah, because he's in 2 hexes. So like the first hex crosses over the Landgraben, that costs 4, and then the second hex crosses over the Landgraben, so that's another 4. So you could have moved him just directly south, but you didn't have enough to get, because he's a 2 hex unit. Remember, so when they're in 2 hexes, you have to pay the movement for both hexes that they're moving through.
That is weird to me, but okay. I mean, I know I've heard that before. That just seems odd to me. That's how it's done.
Well, the only other thing that I could think of is, go ahead and just move the stuff. I'll look it up. It's not a big deal one way or the other. But I mean, that's one of the reasons why the skirmishers have got a cheaper movement factor, is taking into account that they're in 2 hexes and sometimes they're crossing things in a sort of higgly-piggly way. So that's why, I mean, otherwise they wouldn't have been able to cross at all. It would cost them 8. So because it's only a +2, it costs basically 6 to move across that thing the way that you did it. One, 2, 3, 4, 5.
6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I just don't see why 2 hexes. If something's in 2 hexes, why it would pay double movements when it's all one unit moving through one thing.
Yeah, I as I said, it doesn't matter,
Yeah.
but that's something that I can definitely look up and see. But I thought that was one of the reasons why they had. I don't know that it's the case. I think it's because if you maneuvered it so they're all crossing at the same time, maybe it's not a factor.
Yeah.
I don't know. It could be just because they're disjointed when they're crossing, maybe.
Right. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. And then this guy's gonna go 1, 2, 3. Put him there. So,
Tom, are you guys done?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, is our time up yet, or do we still have more time?
If you guys start moving when we did, you guys are well over.
Oh,
Oh, we
okay.
are?
Oh yeah, you're about 15 minutes.
Okay.
We should.
All right, so I should stop moving then.
Yeah.
I just don't think that I'm skilled enough yet with computering this stuff to play with you guys. Where it takes me forever just to do anything. Feel like a freaking idiot.
It
I mean, who gets John? We don't. Oh God, we don't. That's kind of like what I feel like here.
Oh, you're doing fine.
Oh, it's John. Ooh, John on our team. Oh crap. All right.
All
Well,
right.
we are going to have a lot of trouble when we normally people would have a core size unit to move in 10 minutes. We're going to have a lot more than that to move.
Oh, it's not even that. It's the amount of pieces. It's for me. It's just trying to move stuff in general.
Yeah.
That's all.
Well, I'm anticipating a problem for our side because we don't have that. We got way more than a core size that each of us have got to move.
Yeah.
Well, and the challenge is that's the problem for being, the allies. You got to try to do it all, and so stuff is going to. Yeah, stuff is going to
Maybe the
be.
teams are. Maybe we should recruit some more guys to the team because we are going to have a problem. Okay now, but it's going to become a problem, and we could add a team member perhaps.
Well, I'll talk to Robert and see if he might be interested in playing. He and I have tested a few of the other Dresden modules, and I think he'd love being part of the group.
Yeah, because I think we're going to be challenged because we're going to be moving way more than 3 divisions apiece.
I think if I had 3 units to move, it would take me longer than 10 minutes.
But to a certain degree, when the French get ramped up, we're going to have the same issue as well.
Yeah.
Well, then what I'm saying is maybe we ought to either recruit new team members because the 10-minute limit I think is kind of designed for a team where every time we played in Tempe, we played with a core. Each person has a core, which is basically 3 divisions.
Well, unless
so
you played.
You get beyond the scope of 3 divisions, it's very hard to move in 10 minutes.
Well, unless you were playing Mont Saint Jean, late in the afternoon when Warren was on his 7th beer. In which case you were moving 4 core maybe in 10 minutes.
And my only comment to that, Al, is that when we were looking at playing Moscow and Tempe, and I suggested that, you know, if we only have like 3 players aside, then maybe we pick up the time limit to 12 minutes instead of 10, and Ed goes, no. It stays at 10.
Yeah, I think part of it is to move it along, but part of it is also to force, you know, you got to move it. But I think John, you got some extra time to do your stuff. So, you know, I guess have Albert, have you guys done defensive fire, or did you have any defensive fire?
No, we haven't done any of that.
Okay. All right, we've got a little of defensive fire
some
and some assaults on our end of the universe. So,
Okay.
You want to drop? Are we?
Yeah, we can drop down again.
Okay.
all right. So, John, I'll do our defensive fire here. So, let's start off here with the 2nd of the 27th. They've got 8. And I think you're coming in column, so that is 1-to-1 shot. So we'll just go here, D fire, 1-to-1. A 32 is a miss. All right, and then we'll have our square. Now here's the thing: you actually move on top of the square to assault it with infantry.
No, really?
Yeah.
In the where in the hell is that in the rules?
It's
I mean,
under.
like, literally, that's a new one to me.
So here it is. When infantry assault a square, during the movement segment, the opposing infantry ends its movement adjacent to the square, and assault marker is placed to indicate it will be the target of the assault. In the fire phase, the square gives fire at 1/3, following the attacker giving offensive fire. In the assault segment, the square checks pre-melee morale check. If it's successful, the attacker checks. Oh, you're right. No, you're right. I'm sorry. I'm in one of the other rule books.
I know I don't know these rules as well as I know others, but I don't remember. That seemed a little odd to me. So, cool.
Yeah,
Far
no.
away, man.
Yep.
Far
Okay.
away.
So we'll fire. So I've got 7 plus 16. It's another 4-to-1 shot on your guys. So here we
But
go.
isn't it 30?
Oh yeah, you're right. It is thirded. So it's going to be 23.
Yeah. Oh, when you fired at my landwehr cavalry that went past, that should have been 32.
Yeah, so it would have been 1 hit because I rolled like a 60 something.
Okay.
But maybe not 2 hits because it wouldn't have been 4-to-1. Although so a third of so it's only the artillery that's thirded. So that's going to be 5.
Everything is thirded in a square.
Right. So 7 times 3 is 21, plus 16 is 37. Thirded is 12. Right? So I've got 12 to 6. It's 2-to-1 shifted to what?
2.5.
2.5-to-1 for the canister. So here we go. A 26 at 2.5-to-1 is a single hit.
Yes, it is.
And it's a morale check for your guys.
Oh, that's the wrong one. I did the wrong one. Sir.
No, yeah, it's the 6. It's the Jaeger guy. I'm Jaeger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dog or okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure. So.
Hey, I've got people sending me suggestions on how it's supposed to be pronounced. So Jaeger. All right, so make a morale check for those boys.
Do they check on 1? I thought it was 2. These
He's
guys.
got 2 hits already. He already had 1 hit, so this is his 2nd hit.
Oh, right. I see that. Okay.
So he passes. Okay. All right. So now that's it for defensive fire for me. So now it's offensive fire for you.
Yeah, let me get one of these things out of there and increase that to 2. Okay. All right, so I'll just fire on your 2nd of the 27th.
Okay.
So he's gonna be, I think they're 6.
Yeah, so it's probably a 1-to-1.
It's a 1-to-1. It's a hit.
Yep. Even if it weren't, it's a hit. It's a good roll. All right. I think I've got to make a morale check. I think the French are checking on even as well. No, they check on the odd. So I don't make a morale check for those boys. All right.
They've already hit on him already?
They already had a hit on him. This is hit number 2.
Oh, right. Okay. So, all right. So then fire on the artillery. So that's going to be the same. That's going to be with our.
So it should be a fire defense of 6, right?
Yeah, so it's 6 and 6, so it's a 1-to-1.
Yeah. And that's nothing.
Then this artillery, I can't fire. I can fire at the bastion.
Yeah, everything else is kind of blocked by the slopes.
Yeah, this little black slope is blocking the 103rd.
So it's going to be 12 to 20.
Oh, is that what it is? At 20?
Yeah, fire defense of 20.
Yeah, I'm not gonna fire at him.
Okay.
I don't think so. Yeah, because I can't fire over the hill. I can't fire. Okay.
Okay, so time for assaults. So picture which one you want to do first.
We'll start with the top one.
Okay. So I've got to make a morale check. You've got 7 to my 5, so it's a 1-to-1. So there's no pluses or minuses in that regard.
You took a hit, so you lose. So you have the -3.
Yeah, I do have the -3, but it's just, but there's nothing on the odds chart for me.
Yeah. Right,
yeah. So with a -3 on the roll, 43, I pass. Now you've got a -3 because of the odds chart.
Right.
And you pass. So let's do the numbers. Boop, 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 boop. All right, so I'm at 12.8.
Yeah, I was having a little difficulty flipping this guy over. So I have 14.
Oh, okay. So it's going to be a 1-to-1. No pluses, no minuses.
Yeah. All right, here it goes. 53.
53 at a 1-to-1 is a 2 and 1. So you lose 2 and I lose 1, and that's it. And there's no morale checks or anything like that.
No. Okay.
All right. Moving on to your attack. You've got 4 increments, and I've got 9 increments. So it is a 1-to-2 attack. I have a +9 and a +6 for being in square.
Yeah, it's a pitiful attack. So yes.
So I pass. You're going to have a -9, -6 for the odds, and then a -3 for getting shot.
Yeah.
So
35.
Just
I don't know. They're
disorder.
probably not going to make it. I don't think you or Gerski are the most beautiful people out there.
Well, no, these guys are going to disorder. So.
So if I were you, I'd just take them north, right? Through your skirmishers, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, but I'm looking for the disorder right here. It is. Okay.
Yeah.
So he's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, I'm gonna move him to there. 4.
Okay.
So we'll roll for this guy. The 26er, that
Okay.
45. Oh, he's good.
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't very successful, but he's gonna get his ass blasted by. Oh, there he is. Okay. Okay. Oh, I was gonna say, yeah. What's he doing there still? All right.
He's a glutton for punishment.
All right.
All right. So at this stage in the game, you would be, I guess, rolling for recoveries and taking tired or exhausted markers off.
Yeah.
All right, I've got one guy that takes off I'm gonna take off this exhausted marker.
So
I'm
John,
gonna roll.
yeah, so John, you just have that one disordered guy at this point that I'm aware of, right?
And there's that routed guy though too.
Yeah, but he's under the bubble. Do we roll for him?
They don't
Tom,
get to check.
do you check for the guys under the bubble for recovery? Tom?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. So if the unit's if it's under the charge bubble, do you roll for recovery? Tom?
I'm looking.
Oh, okay.
Well, there's nothing in the rule book that says anything about the bubble. So there's nothing going to be in the fifth that says that.
That's not entirely correct.
Really?
Yeah, if you look, I'm trying to see if there's anything under charge marker.
All right, you guys figured out. I'm going to talk to our devoted listeners here. All right. Okay, so let's see. Stigler, yeah, organizational display has consolidated regiments. Yeah, so we can pull it up off of that display as well as off of the, there's like a unit bucket that you can pull stuff up from as well from Vassal. Yes, the module does allow counters to be astride the hexsides. So that's kind of nice. There's some older modules that you had to put an extended line marker on, which got to be very tedious. But this one's nice, as is the Moscow one, in that it allows you to park stuff in the middle of it, just like you would if you're playing the game. Pete says, recruit or just add some time to the 10 minutes. Sure, Pete. Stigler, you guys want to play? We'll throw you in. We're looking to try to grow the community some more. The spirit of the time rule is to keep the game moving. That's correct, but also not have players micromanage every little detail. That is correct. Let's see. Or in a more competitive group, then the strict 10-minute makes sense. Yeah, so when we do stuff at the gaming conventions, we got to get the whole game done by a certain amount of time, and so therefore the convention's over in a week, and you might have a couple of games that you're playing. So you got to move it along. Great comments, though, guys. Here we go back.
Move to charge marker. So I would say no. Not until the charge marker is gone do they get to attempt.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Well, you still have a charge marker on you, okay?
Yeah, I know. I understand that.
And so you're still, technically, you're in the bubble until that charge marker comes off. So nothing can happen with that unit at all. It's in its own little world. So it can't.
Okay.
It
But
should-
the only thing that it says in charge markers is that it may not be further interfered with for the rest of the turn by other units.
Yeah. It's in its own little time warp bubble. Okay.
Okay.
And until that charge marker comes off, nothing else can happen to that unit. Nothing. Nothing else can happen to that unit. It can't be fired upon, it can't be charge scanned, it can't be reaction charged, nothing. Okay? And it clearly says in the reorganization segment, number 1 is recovery from PGD, number 2 is recovery from disorder, number 3 is cavalry readiness, and then number 4, remove charge markers.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but it doesn't say that it can't do it. It just says it can't be interfered with by other units. But
No, I think what Tom is talking about is the order of, I don't know. We'll figure it out.
It's good with me. If we're gonna play it this way, I'm fine. That's cool. I'm good.
Yeah, I was under the impression that it could try to recover, but
Me too. I've always played it that way.
yeah. But I mean, it just means you can't shoot at it, but it's still going to be, it could still recover, kind of a thing.
Okay, that's good. As long as we're gonna play it this way. All right.
All right. Good. So that's it for the allies. Let's move on to the draw cup and see what else comes along then.
Who's drawing?
Well, you guys drew, so I'll go ahead and draw. It's the regroup phase.
Oh, regroup phase, okay.
So, Tom, so we regroup first. So, Tom, do you have things to regroup?
All right. I was still looking. I'll ask Ed that question. I'm going to make a note and ask Ed that question.
Yeah, and if we get a result, you can roll for recall or roll for stuff. Why don't you go ahead and do your regrouping? I know you've probably got some with the cavalry over there.
Let me take my notes so I know what to ask.
I'm going to rotate your batteries because we can do that during the regroup phase.
All right. Yeah.
Oh.
So Tom, he moves what? He moves 7.
He moved 6.
Okay. All right. So they'll still be able to recover.
Yep.
Well, if you elect to move them, do you have to move them their full allowance towards the fleeter?
No, that wouldn't make any sense.
I know. Well, except that you have to do that with infantry.
Well, you move once they get within the command span of the leader, they stop.
Yeah, no, but these guys, they moved.
But
They didn't move their full allowance. They moved half so that they could retain readiness or lose readiness.
They can't put themselves in jeopardy. That's why you move the artillery unit first. They can't put themselves in jeopardy. So in other words, he can't stack because he doesn't have a leader, so he has to stop there.
I see that for one guy. I don't see it for the other guy.
Well, they're both adjacent, so they're in theory they're under. They are.
There.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, now he moved 7. Or how much did he move?
You started down here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, so they'll both be able to recover their readiness. Okay.
And that's it.
Okay.
All
I'm
right.
going to go ahead and move mine. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's funny on this this Prussian army display. They have the brigade leaders have their brigade numbers on them, like 12, but the units don't have anything specifying what they belong to other than a red band with a slightly different other color band over the top of it and under it. So it's like, without microscopic eyes, it's really hard to tell who the hell they belong to. Huh.
And this guy, come back here.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It doesn't specify that they're part of the 10th Brigade, for example, for Perch, or that they're part of the 11th Brigade for Zython. I don't know why they have the little K up there at the top. I mean, other than to indicate that they're part of Kleist's corps. But yeah, you're right. It doesn't have anything that specifies the brigade affiliation.
Other than there's a slightly smaller band
Above and below the red band in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, their belt has that. It's light blue or green or gray or something like that.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know that, with everything basically starting with Quatre Bras 2, they were trying to make it as visually apparent as possible what, kind of division or what group a lot of these things were associated with. I don't know. I prefer having something where you've got a number to designate it, like with the French divisions. You know what division it is. It's the 45th Division, or it's the 44th Division, or whatever.
They could have at least made the band a different color, like yellow for 10th Brigade, green for another.
Yeah.
Red. orange.
Yeah, but instead of it just being this tiny highlight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so who does he belong to? Okay, that belongs to where? Now we
Yeah.
gotta look at this sheet over here.
Hey, but it's really pretty. Hey, Al, let us know when you're done with your regroup. I don't know that.
I'm done.
Oh, okay.
I'm done.
All right, we're ready to go back up to the cup. So go ahead. Your guys' turn to pull.
All right, John.
Okay. No.
Yep, keep going.
Cool.
Reinforcements.
All right, so we got those. We've got those down here. We have administrative marches. Okay.
I'm trying to see. So this is the 8 p.m. 8 a.m. turn. Okay.
Okay. Tom, I'm moving the people that are moving towards 2.
Okay.
And the leader will move up first. So he can move all the way there at half. So flips there. So now they can move up the road in his command range. So these guys will go. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. And since they have only moved 4, I'm going to get rid of the row column for them. 1, 2, 3, 4, same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it just goes right on.
It's the March of the Grenzers.
Oh, there's a ton of.
Okay. All right, now these guys, they've got a problem. Oh no, they don't have a problem. What's this guy doing here?
Where is their destination?
Their destination, I'm going to put it on the map now.
All of your Austrian, oh, they're in road column. Okay, yeah, that's good.
Okay. All right, this guy will go.
If I remember, you guys, the Austrians, unless they're in road column or in line, they have to be in battalion mass, and that isn't that face hex vertex.
Yeah, yeah. I'll do that in a second here.
Here, I can move these guys over here for you, so they.
All right. Okay, now I'm going to move these other guys. Okay. 2. Wait a minute. Okay. Something got screwed up there. Okay, so 1, 2.
Hell, if those Grenzers are in road column, they're 4 hexes, so they're only, 4 increments, so they only need to be in 1 hex.
Yeah, that's what that do. They all are in 1x.
I don't know, I'm looking at guys with stuff behind them.
Those are his other infantry, John.
Oh, I see. Yeah, okay, I just see the okay, yeah, it's just hard to tell the way that they're, yeah, I got it.
See. Okay. All right, I think that's about it. All right.
A lot of stuff there.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. Movement. Hang on. Whoops. All right, I think that's everything.
So those guys.
Those guys, they could move into that hex, but they couldn't move. They couldn't move across that sunken road, though. Maybe I'll move them back just to the abundance of caution here, because I didn't know what to do. They have one more movement point left. If they were moving across the sunken road, they would have to, but they could stay on this side of it, if you see my thinking. With moving 1 hex, but they haven't crossed the sunken road. They're not crossing the sunken road, in other words.
Right. Just remember that next time you move them, you have to pay for them crossing the sunken road.
What about if I want to go into the sunken road?
And go into.
In other words, I want to put them now. We'll try and put them into road column and move them along the road there, maybe, possibly.
I don't know that you can change formations other than to go into column during regroup.
I guess I can move in column through there. I don't know.
You have to be either in road column, or
Okay.
the Austrians in column because they don't.
Oh, they're not in column. They're going to be in battalion mass. So you're right now in your battalion mass. So
yeah, okay.
Those guys can't then turn into road column later.
I have to move them to a hex side then.
Well, I mean, you could spend a moo on their leader, and then you could have them change formation or whatever else. But
they'll be in command.
No. But as far as the administrative march goes, you can't be changing in and out of road and other formations during the administrative march. You're either marching in your case, battalion mass, or the guys that are in road are in road. But
okay, these are the only 4 guys that are in column. So
yeah.
Okay. All right. All right.
All right. Everybody done with their reinforcements? We didn't have anything yet. Where's Napoleon? We need Napoleon. All right, back up to the draw cup. Let's see. It's your guys' turn to draw again. Oh, actually, no, it's our turn to draw. Let me grab something. Oh, more Russians. More Russians.
Yeah, so it says for sunken roads, if a unit is simply moving along the feature and not actually crossing it, or if in road column, treat this feature as clear terrain.
Okay. What does it cost to go from beside it into the sunken road? I'll have to figure that out next time. We remember that those 2 guys are on the southern side.
It says +2.
Yeah, it's just going to cost an extra 2. All right, I drew the leader chit. Who wants to move some leaders? We know everyone wants to move leaders. French. What leaders do we want to move? Do you got a leader that you want to move, Tom?
Yeah.
I got a leader I want to move. We're going to move this guy here. And he is in the city. 1. And we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Plunk him there. See if he can help reorganize those poor bastards. All right. Is everyone still moving leaders, or are we done?
I'm done.
Okay. Let's go back up to the cup then. At this point, it's the French or the guns. John, go ahead and pull something.
All right. Nothing. There's Grand Battery.
All right. What I've been waiting for. So, Tom, you've got some shots over on your side.
Yeah, I just lined it up here. So I don't know about these mortars.
The mortars are too far away. The range is 16. I don't think we can do it. My suggestion is the readout number 5 can fire on the Grenzer that's near Lobta. And then readout number 4 can fire on the guy that's by Lobta. The guy that's in readout 5 can hit the Grenzers and stuff that are over there south of Lobta, over by Mu number 1. So like over this way.
Number 1.
Yeah, so over this way like this. Right? And then the guy that's here can fire on
Here.
Yeah. So kind of they're cross-firing.
So Al, go ahead. You guys.
Okay. John, why don't you and I go down into a different room?
Okay.
Yeah.
What room?
Let's do Moscow North. All right, John, here we go. So I've got some guns. Let's start up here with the macaroni schnitzel. Let's see if there's anything that's within my range. I got full firing now. So range of 22. Yep, I could hit those guys up on the hill, whoever they are. Oh, that's what's left of that little group of dragoons. So we'll take a shot there. It's 8-6 against your dragoons. So 36. It's a miss. All right, now we got these guys on the other side of the river, and they can fire. Let's see. Let's redo our thread.
Oh, I didn't even see those guys up there. Jeez. I know there was, yeah.
Yeah, so they'll fire this way. So they're going to fire into the, into those Ergerskis there. And the range is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's long range, so it's 6 to 6, a 1 to 1 on those chaps. 31 is a miss, and then we'll fire into the next hex with the first of the 26 Ergerskis. It's also a 1 to 1, but with a -6 for the ricochet, and that's also a miss.
Not very good shooting there.
It's okay. It's what it's all about. Now, let's see what we can shoot at here with our redoubt. What's going to be a good shot? This is a lovely shot right here.
Sucks. But doesn't it terminate at when it hits the downslope?
It'll bounce over the guy that's on the underside of the slope, and then it'll stop at the Landgraben, but it'll hit those other guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it'll.
That was a ridiculous way of setting those guys up. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 1, 2, 3. So it's 12 to 12 on your Ergerskis. It's a 1 to 1 shot there. 42 is a miss. And then if we bowl into the other guys, you've got a big stack of units there. So that's going to be 6 to, right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 6 to 6. It's a 1 to 1. I've got a plus 7, but a -6 for the thing. So it's a +1 altogether, I guess.
Yeah.
And that is going to be a miss, right, at 1 to 1. Yeah, I need to get into the 50s. All right, so that's that battery, that grand battery. Now let's fire over here crossways from readout number 2.
Where's that?
That readout number 2 is over here.
Okay.
Yep. So let's try to line it up a little bit better. There we go. So first into your little Schützen. So it's going to be 6 to 12, 1 to 2, and that's a miss. And then into your Fusiliers, it's 6 to, I believe it's 6, yeah, 6 to 9. Oh, actually, yeah, you've got more than 7 units there, so it's 6 to 6. It's a 1 to 1 with a -6 on those guys. And that's going to be a miss at 45. And then there's nothing else I can hit given that. Now, with our mortars...
How do you do that pointing thing with the red, with the line of sight thing? How do you do that?
So there's a button up at the top that says thread. If you click on the thread button, then you can...
Yeah.
You start at the hex you want to start at, and you draw it to where you're going to, and that's how you do it. All right.
So you right click on it or left click?
So you click on that, and you're going to right click on where you're at, and then you're going to left click on the destination. So here my mortar is going to fire on this hex here that's got Roth and the first of the 26 Ergerski, right?
Okay.
So I've got to roll to see if it lands on him or somebody else. So
Yeah,
a 1 or a 2, yeah, 1 or 2 it lands, and otherwise it goes somewhere else. So I rolled a 5. So now we have to figure out where it goes. So 1 is always north, and then we just rotate around. So we see what we get. 5. Yep. So an empty spot. So that didn't go anywhere or do anything. Let's look at our other mortar. And let's see, our range for the mortar, I think, is 16. Yes. So we can just plunk it right there on those boys. And we'll roll to see if it hits the target. It does not. And let's roll to see what hex it does hit. Number 3. 1, 2, 3. So it hits these Landwehr. And so now we have to roll. So it's 8 to 6 on the 1st of the 9th Silesian Landwehr. So it's a 1-to-1. And that's a hit. So your Landwehr...
The 9th? The first of the 9th?
Yes, the 1st of the 9th Silesian Landwehr.
Okay.
So they thought they were safe.
Yeah, but
They thought, aha, we are safe here, way at the back of everything. They do have to make a morale check because they check on odd losses.
Where did they go? I just had him and he disappeared.
I don't know what happened to him. Did you pick him up and move him somewhere?
No, I tried to put an increment loss on him. Where the hell did he go? Did I delete it instead?
Well, I just hit the undo button a few times. I don't see it that you deleted it. I don't see that it went anywhere.
It was the 1st of the 9th.
Yeah, it was these guys that were, I mean, they were there and now they're not there.
Yeah.
So just click somewhere else on a different hex.
They're not there. They're not there. They're not there. They're not there. Huh.
That is weird. And you just went to add another hit to them and they just disappeared.
Yeah.
Okay, let me go grab one of the units for you. So that's the Prussian army. It is the 2nd Corps. It is the 1st of the 9th.
Okay.
So he's back. And let's go ahead and add a hit to him. Yeah, I added a hit to him.
All right. Here's the roll.
Oh, he's gonna disorder.
So 1, 2, 3.
Okay. All right, and let me see if I've got anybody else this last little bastion that can fire. Nope, out of range. Okay, that's it for my fire combat.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, I mean,
Move the map around because I totally forgot you had that artillery up there. You know, I've been looking at everything at like such a small scale. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
yeah, I don't see that unit, so I don't know where he went. That's really weird. And looking up at the what happened, it should show something happened to him. I mean, it's got all my rolls. And if we deleted a unit, it should say deleted. But all I see is it created.
Yeah.
And then the disorder movement. So I have no idea what you did. I'm gonna blame you, John.
Well, I would too. So.
All right. I think we've got one last moo left, and that is the French moo at this point. Let's see. Let's go back up to the group. I don't have any more bastions or readouts to fire with. So let's go back up to to the group here. Hey, guys.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, we had a weird phenomenon where one of John's units disappeared, and it did not mark it as having been deleted or anything. It just disappeared from the map.
Well, I had to log back in because I was seeing double units.
Oh, okay. So maybe something was going on your end of the world that might have caused it just at the moment that John was doing something.
Maybe.
Yeah, because, I mean, we're looking at the log file, and I'm just like, there's no record of what happened to that unit. You know, normally if you delete a unit, it says deleted. So, okay, we've got one last chit to draw, I believe. And it's the French. Oh, yeah.
Quick question.
Sure.
Artillery, if in the redoubt, do they have ammunition that we need to worry about?
No, so the French don't have to worry about ammunition at all unless you roll an 11. If you roll an 11, then you're out of ammunition and you have to roll to get resupplied. The Allies have to mark their ammunition as they expend it. But the French, because they've just got a pile of stuff stacked up, and this is their depot. There's no shortage of ammunition. So,
Okay, cool.
yeah.
Is that if they're in the redoubt, or is that anywhere on the board?
That's anywhere on the board.
Really? So they can come out of the redoubt and they still have the ammo.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they
All
can't
the-
come out of the redoubt, but any of the French units on the board during this entire game, all of the scenarios, never have to worry about running out of ammunition unless they roll an 11 on their, on their fire combat.
I like that.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
That's why there's
It's
no artillery counters
yeah.
for the
You'll
French.
you'll find it in the That's why there's no artillery counters for the French. So it's actually in.
Nice.
It's in the regulations that came with Dresden, and it is Rule 13.5.3b regarding French artillery supply.
Well,
So,
let's see. All your artillery starts out in a redoubt. Oh no, it doesn't. So you could roll this guy around. Yeah, I see. Well,
It doesn't
makes
matter.
sense to me for the redoubts. Doesn't make sense for me for the guys that are moving around on the map. But that's okay. That's the rule.
well, you have to realize, Albert, that this was the French, their military depot. So that's why Napoleon was able to double team his artillery on the day the following after the day that we're playing, when it's like pouring torrential rain and the Allies can maybe push their stuff 1 or 2 hexes, and the French have unlimited movement because he had 20,000 horses here, and he's got more gunpowder than God stacked up all around this city because it was his big supply depot. That's why the Allies were attacking it. So so that's why the French don't have to worry about resupply unless they roll an 11 on their die roll when they're shooting. So, did you have any other questions, Tom?
No, that was it. Thanks.
Okay. All right. It's now the French move, and we just have the one move du jour. So Tom, I'm gonna make a suggestion if I can move one of the units here.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just going to move a unit out into the field Schlossen. Here like this. And then bring somebody up to kind of back him up in the chevaux de frise. And then you can do whatever else you want.
I'll have to ask you later why you wanted to do that.
Well, did you see where he put his administrative march?
Yeah.
Plus, if we're in the little thing, we're in general order. So that gives us, so we don't have to worry about being attacked by cavalry and all that jazz. So yeah, it's just a good place for him to be.
Good catch.
Hey, I've had to defend Dresden many times before. This is not my first time defending Dresden. It's my first time defending Dresden against other human beings, though. That's the challenge part.
Well, let's see now. I have to come out of administrative march if I get within 10 of that guy, right?
It's if you get within range where I could attack you. So basically 6 hexes.
Okay, all right. Where you could assault me or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
right.
So the guy that's a 7/6. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah, damn! He can't make it into Holzhof.
Yeah, seeing that walled.
The only other thing you might want to do is if you put him in.
Is Holzhof wall? Holzhof is not.
No, Holzhof is just a regular old
Walls.
little town.
There is a wall place south of
Yeah.
Holzhof.
Yeah. I'm. Let's see.
I still don't know why Ed wouldn't have just put in the rules here, redouts and fletches, that cavalry can't attack the redouts. Would have been so simple.
Well, as we know, it's not always.
Simple is not simple. Simple is not the objective.
Guess so.
Yeah.
Now, was there anything about cavalry attacking the fletches? The little earthbound V's?
If they can enter it. If they can enter it during normal movement, then they can charge it. If they can't, then they can't.
Okay. Let's see here. Movement.
Tom, can I make one more suggestion?
What's that?
The 1st of the 18th, switch.
Hey, are you guys on the clock or are you moving people?
We're moving
Yeah, we're
people.
on the clock, but we have 10 minutes.
You're on the
Yeah.
clock. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You're on the clock. Okay.
So just switch him with the 3rd of the 8th. That way you can unlimber him and you can fire out to inflate any units that are moving up towards Friedrichstadt. So just switch these 2 units, right? There we go. Cool.
All right, that's it.
Okay. All right, so we've got some defensive fire. John, let's go down to Moscow North, and we can clear up our D-fire and offensive fire. All right, so moving over here, you've got that Jaeger unit that's adjacent to my square, and the 2nd of the 27th.
All right. I'll fire at the 27th.
Okay, so it's a 1-to-1.
51.
That's a hit.
So now he's at half now.
He is. It's amazing how math works. Then we check on odds, so he doesn't need to make a check. But we'll fire back. So we've got 8 for him, and then we've got 12 for the 12 for the square. So that's going to be 20. 20 to 6 is 3-to-1 odds, shifted to 4-to-1 odds for canister. And let's take a shot. 16. Well, that's still one hit. So I think your guys make a morale check.
On odd?
Nope, you're on even. Oh yeah, so you're up to 3
So
hits.
that's 3 for this guy.
Yeah, so he's fine. The next one will do him in. Presuming there is a next one. Let's see. I don't think I've got anybody else that's within that can shoot anything at this particular point in time. So that's it for us. I didn't have any assaults. I've only got, as far as reorganization goes, this one guy who routed. So I'll roll for him while we're at it. I've got a +3 for my leader there, but it's a -6 for being routed. So altogether a -3 total. And he recovers.
I'm taking these charge markers off. Boy, I'm starting to be able to do that pretty good now.
It's all about it's all about getting comfortable. You should have seen how badly I was doing this with Albert. We were playing the Bagration Fletches, and I was pulling my hair out trying to, the C and the X button are very close. So I wanted to rotate, and instead of hitting Control X, I kept hitting Control C. And I'd hit it a couple of times to get the unit to rotate. And the Control C creates, out of command markers. And I'd have now this stack of 5, out of command markers now on top of my unit. It was a pain in the butt. So
I just get panicked is what happens. I don't mean like I'm scared panic, but I get like panicked where I can't think.
Right.
Like I don't even mean to play the game like the rules or to move a unit someplace. I mean to think to think okay, if you have 3 and you take away 2, how many do you have left? I can't even. I'm so flummoxed that I can't even think straight. Like last night when all that stuff started routing, my brain just shut down.
That was a huge mess, to be sure.
Yeah, it just shut down. Between trying to remember how all of it works and then trying to get the right keys to do this, to do that, my brain was like, it's like, you want me to run a marathon? I can't run 100 yards.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, interesting.
Okay. All right. So,
easier tonight.
Yeah. No, and this is a smaller battle too, so at least at this stage it is. So a little easier to kind of deal with. All right.
I'm still having trouble with this, only seeing this little section of the map, though. That's kind of...
Well, I've got it zoomed out so I can see a pretty decent chunk of the map, and I can still read the counters. So you just have to kind of find the, that whatever that sweet spot is. Where if you're too zoomed in, you can see everything in real detail, but then you can only see 10 hexes. Right now I can see probably going crossways, probably 40 hexes by maybe 20 hexes. So a pretty good view of what's going on. All right, let's go back up to the other thing.
I've got it at 20%, and I can't tell what anything is. They're just little blurs.
Oh. Yeah, I'm in a little closer. Let's go back up to the lobby and see how the other guys are doing. All right, did you guys finish up?
Okay.
All right. You guys done?
Yeah, how'd you do?
Okay. He took a hit. I took a hit. We're okay.
All right.
It's the nature of the universe.
Well, I think we're at the end of the turn.
I think you are correct.
We're at you guys recovered?
Yeah, I rolled for our recovery. I think Tom did too. we took the charge markers off.
Tom's done.
Yeah. So
right.
we are where we're at.
All right. So once that's the end of the turn, I'll save the log file and the game and send it to you guys.
Okay.
For next week.
Sounds cool. And then we've got a couple of questions for Ed, and then I've got at least that thing with the Newmark Dragoons to send to Dave to have him update. And did anybody else notice anything else technical where we had something mislabeled? Was that the only thing? Okay. I did suggest that he change the charge markers so we have French markers and Prussian markers or coalition markers for the charges. Right now the markers are uninspiring.
Yeah.
All right.
Were we going to ask about this bubble with the reorganization?
Yeah, that's, I think, the question for Ed.
Yeah, it's already off. It's off.
Oh, okay. I feel like I did a workout. I'm tired now.
You need to be playing this game at a standing desk with a treadmill.
Yeah, I hardly look at computer screens anymore. I mean, I used to.
Oh, shoot.
12 hours.
No,
It hurts my eyes after a while.
All right, I found it. I'll have to email in and tell him to ignore it. So 16.1.7, about halfway through. Routed PGD and disordered cavalry may recover readiness if they did not move. Oh, that's just readiness. That's
different.
Yeah, never mind.
All right.
All right, guys.
All right.
Terrific.
Next week.
Yep. Thank you, Albert. Thank you, John. Thank you, Tom. This was fun.
Yeah, guys.
And let's see who's watching. We still have 4 people who
What's
are.
What's the gallery saying?
Let's see. Let's see. We've got a couple of things. Oh, somebody's looking if we can develop chlorine gas. Yes, that would be convenient. Then we'd have to roll to see which way the wind blows.
Yeah.
Exactly. Let's see. Good night. Pete had to check out early. Shocking, Pete. We still like you. That's right. Let's see. Stigler says, myself, I could never play with a chess timer. Don't dawdle either, but I can't have time pressure designed to force errors. Okay. The officers of the field would be making a lot of decisions. One player in real time. The time limit is not realistic or fair. Could be. And there's always more Russians, Eric. That's what they do. Yes, indeed, Stigler. I got to turn in. Okay, so we had a couple people. We got Andy left here. Have to call it a night as well. We'll have to pick it up another day. All right, thanks, fellas. So it seems like everybody enjoyed this little one. It's a little shorter than the other. So we'll wrap up the...
I hate to say this, guys, but for some reason, the log file got lost. I don't know. I started the log file, but maybe when Tom went off and came back on, that reset it. I don't know.
Oh, that could be.
But,
I think we had that happen once before when we were doing Moskva.
Yeah, let's remember that. So I don't have any log file though. It says begin log file. So that log file. This is the log file for this session. Is not existent. I don't think it's worthwhile to go back and.
Well, so before you save it, let's turn the timer up to, it's now the 8:20 turn.
I saved it already.
Yeah.
I was going to tell you guys this, but I forgot. My next door neighbor growing up was from one of my friends. His father's side of the family is from Germany.
Right.
And they still had people over in Germany. And he in 1980, he was just out of college, so it was 1985. He went to visit his father's side of the family and they were in, I don't know, somewhere like around Bonn. But the other part of the family lived in Dresden, and he got a pass to be able to go to Dresden. He said there were still parts of the town in rubble.
Oh, I'm sure. When I was in Germany I was there in 83, and then again in I think 86, and then in 88. So the East Bloc was still, they still had East Germany. We went to visit Berlin, and you go into East Berlin, and there were still like buildings that were pockmarked with bullet holes and shell holes and everything else. And this is Berlin, for gosh sake. So
Right, yeah.
after, I haven't been there since the wall came down, but I, at least from what I've heard, they've done their part to try to get stuff reorganized and rebuilt out there. So
My landlady in Chicago for 15 years, her husband was a colonel in the German Abwehr,
right.
and she got as the Russians were coming in at the end of the war, she got she and her daughters were moved to Dresden the week before the bombing. And so she was there for the bombing.
Wow.
And she said that you would literally lift off the ground from the pounding. That you would literally come off the ground, like boom, go up in the air. And she was like just a few miles from downtown, like, probably like at Frederickstadt or something like that.
Wow.
And then her husband, because he was an intelligence officer on the Russian front, he got caught by the Americans, and right 1945, they sent people into. She then moved to some other place out of Dresden when the Russians came, and they immediately got sent to the United States because they used his, because of his security that he had within the German army. Pretty interesting story.
Yeah, I'll say.
And then one other thing, another thing, my dad's guy across the street from my dad was a B-24 navigator, and he got shot down in 43 bombing Polsi, the oil refineries in Romania.
Right.
And he got sent to a stalag, and then he had tried to escape so many times. And this was like they wrote a book about this guy, and then he's also like in the news and stuff down there in Florida. He tried to escape so many times, he got sent to Auschwitz.
Wow.
And when the Russians came, they accused him of being a spy. He spent another 15 years in Siberia, and he walked out of Russia.
Oh my God. Wow.
Isn't that a crazy story?
That is. Yeah.
It's a long march.
Holy cow. They said they just, I talked to him many times. They just like let him go. Eventually they just said, you're free. And then get out of the camp. And he just walked.
Wow.
Hey, John, I sent you the Shot and Boss setup.
Oh, okay.
So it's out there.
All right. Another game for me to flub. All right.
That'll be good. And then tomorrow, me and Al.
Yeah. See you tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Good night.
All right.
See you, fellas.
Okay.
Later.